Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic Bryophytes. So watch the entire video lecture to gain basics out of it. Here I will discuss about the Bryophyte, its characteristics, feature. So without any delay, let's start with the topic Bryophytes. So let's start with the topic Bryophytes. So these are the figures, you can see the pictures, these are all bryophytes. So they are called the amphibians of plant kingdom because they can live in soil but they need water for sexual reproduction, right? So bryophyte can live in soil but for sexual reproduction they need water. Without water they cannot do their sexual reproduction. That's why bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom, all right? Amphibia means those who can live both on water and soil, alright? So they occur in damp, humid and shaded localities. So you can see one example of bryophyte given. There is a funaria structure, you can see gametophyte, you can see sporophyte, alright? So here in bryophyte the body is more differentiated than that of algae. Alright, so it is much more advanced. Bryophyte is much more advanced than that of algae, and algae are primitive than that of bryophyte. So it is a thallus-like and prostrate or erect and attached to the substratum by unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. They lack true roots, stem or leaves, and they may possess root-like, leaf-like or stem-like structures. So you can see they can have a stem-like, root-like or leaf-like structures. The main plant body are haploid, right? The main plant body is haploid, that is gametophyte, and it produces gamete, hence it is called gametophyte. So main plant body are haploid and it produces gamete, so this is called gametophyte. Now you can see the sex organs, male sex organs and female sex organs. You can see archegonia and anthridium of Markensia, that is liverwort, alright, a liverwort, Markensia. So the sex organs in bryophytes are multicellular. So male sex organ are called anthridium, which produces biflagellate anthrozoids, and the female sex organ is called archegonium. It is a flux-shaped structure and it produces single egg, all right? So you can see the male thallus and female thallus. The diagrams are given, see, archegonium and anthridium. Anthridium is male, archegonium is female, all right? So archegonium is located on top of archegonia 4 and anthridium is located on top of anthridium 4. You can see the figure on the right hand side. Here are given male and female thallus. There is a liverwort, right, Markensia. You can see the anthridium with sperm and archegonium with egg. You can see the figure here. Next, anthrozoids are released to water and meet archegonium, and anthrozoid fuses with the egg to form zygote, alright? So first is anthrozoids are released to the water and meet with the archegonium, and anthrozoid then fuses with the egg to form the zygote. Now zygote do not undergo meiosis immediately, they produce a multicellular body called sporophyte, right? So this zygote does not go repeated cell division or does not undergo meiosis immediately, but they produce as a multicellular body called sporophyte. So sporophyte is not free living but attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from it. Some cells of the sporophyte undergo meiosis to produce haploid spores, alright? These spores germinate to form gametophyte. Okay, you can see the life cycle given. Now what are the importance of bryophyte? You can see sphagnum given. So some mosses provide food for herbaceous plants and birds. Next is species of sphagnum, that is moss, provide peat. So it is used as fuel. You can see sphagnum peat. It has water holding capacity, so that it is used as packaging material for transshipment of living material. Now you can see this third importance of bryophyte. They are ecologically important because of their role in plant succession on bare rocks and soil. So mosses along with lichen decompose rocks, making the substrate suitable for growth of higher plants. Alright. Next point is, since mosses form dense mat on the soil, so they can prevent soil erosion. So above the soil, these mosses forms a dense mat. That's why there no soil erosion will be there. Alright, you can see dense mat of mosses on soil. Now you can see bryophytes, types of bryophyte. One is liverworts, one is mosses. You can see the diagrams. The examples you can see, diagrams are given. So first is liverwort. What are liverwort? So these liverwort, they grow usually in moist, shady habits such as banks of stream, marshy ground, deep soil, bark of trees, and deep in the woods. The plant body is thalloid, that is example Markensia. So thallus is dorsiventral and closely pressed to the substrate. The leafy members have tiny leaf-like appendages in two rows on the stem-like structures. So now how reproduction takes place in liverworts, you can see first is asexual reproduction. So in bryophytes, that is in liverwort, reproduction takes place by asexual means. So under asexual means, how it takes place, first is fragmentation of thalli or by formation of gamete, that is singular is gamma. These gamma are green in color. They are multicellular asexual buds that develop in small receptacles, that is gamma on the thalli. So the gamma are detached from the plant body and germinate to form new individuals. So these gamma are detached from the plant body, they are separated from the plant body, and then they germinate to form new thalli or new individual. Now how sexual reproduction takes place in liverwort. So male and female sex organs produces on the same or different thalli. So male and female sex organs can produce on same thalli, or it can produce on different thallus or thalli. Thallus is a singular name and thalli is a plural name. So sporophyte is differentiated into foot, seta and capsule. You can see the figure. After meiosis, spores are produced within the capsule. These spores germinate to produce or to form free living gametophyte. Alright. Now, what are mosses? The predominant stage of life cycle of a moss is called gametophyte. It consists of two stages. One is first stage and second stage. The first stage is called protonema stage and second stage is called leafy stage. Alright, so now what is protonema stage and what is leafy stage? So in protonema, it develops directly from a spore. It is a creeping green, branched and frequently filamentous stage. Alright, and leafy is what? It develops from a secondary protonema as a lateral bud that consists of upright, slender axis bearing spirally arranged leaves that are attached to the soil through multicellular and branched rhizoid. This stage bears sex organs. Now how vegetative propagation takes place or vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation and budding in the secondary protonema. Now mosses, how sexual reproduction takes place. The antheridium and archegonium, you know the antheridium is the male part and archegonium is the female part of bryophyte. So these antheridium and archegonium are produced at the apexes of leafy shoots. So after fertilization, the zygote develops to a sporophyte having a foot, seta and capsule. Alright. The sporophyte in mosses is more, alright, the sporophyte in mosses is more elaborate than that in liverwort. So mosses sporophyte is much more elaborated than that of liverwort, and the capsule contains numerous spores in it. You can see the spores. The spores are formed after meiosis, and meiosis have an elaborated mechanism of spore dispersal. Now, certain examples of mosses, you can see sphagnum are there, funaria are there, polytrichum are there. Thank you, student. This was all about the entire lecture. Here I have discussed the topic Bryophyte. So stay at home, stay safe. I am Shomujit sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you, students.